Hey guys, in today's video, we are going to create this small little tote bag. So if you guys are interested, stay tuned. Let's get started. Look at how cute. Hey guys, how we doing? So in today's video, I am going to do a mini tote bag. So I got some pieces here that I cut out. I think it was a 5" by 3". And then the other piece for the bottom was 5" by 2.5. So here I go making my straps for the tote bag. And so I'm just drawing a line down the middle of my strap so I can add some double-sided tape so I can fold it over once and then fold it over a second time. So I'm just making sure that everything lines up, and I will be adding tape in 1 second. Here goes my 2 pieces for the strap. Let me turn the light on because I was a little blind there. But anyway, so there goes the line that goes in the middle. Now I'm going to add double-sided tape. And then we're going to fold in the raw edges. So I'm all done putting the tape on. Now I'm going to take the release paper off. And I'm going to go from the middle. And I'm going to work my way out, adding it right to the edge of the line that we just drew. And you want to do that to both sides. As soon as you fold everything in the middle where the line that you drew, then we're going to take it one more time and we're going to fold it again. And at that point, you want to use some clips to hold it in place so we can sew this down on the edge. Now that we finished clipping everything down, now we're going to sew down the side that has the opening. And we're going to sew that down at a 1/8 inch all the way down. Backstitch at the front and at the end. And you're going to want to do that on both of the straps. Okay, so here we go. I am all done creating my straps. You see the small little handles? Oh my god, this is so cute. So the next step is to sew the 2 pieces together so we can start on our bag. Okay, so here goes my pieces. Now I want to add both of the layers together because I want to draw a box at the edge of it, 3/4 of an inch on both sides. And that's going to be our tabs that we are going to cut out to create our fold on the bottom of the bag. Okay, after you draw your lines, this is what it should look like. Now what I'm going to do is add them together because I'm going to cut them at the same time. So if you want, clip them to keep them even. And then we're going to snip where we drew the line. Okay guys, so I'm all done cutting those little tabs, and this is what it should look like on both of the pieces. Now what you want to do is take your bigger layer, lay it right side up, lay your piece that you just cut right side down, clip the edge, and we're going to sew that at a 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so this is what it should look like. So now we're going to take it and sew them together. Now once you're done sewing them together, you want to flip them over and we're going to top stitch. Okay, so we are finished sewing it all together. Now you want to flip it over and have the seams to the bottom of your tab that you created with the corners. And now let's top stitch at 1/8 inch going all the way across on both pieces. Okay, so we sewed both of the pieces together. Now I'm going to put this on the side and I am going to work on the lining. Now for the lining, you want to do the same thing. Line them up together, mark the corners 3/4 of an inch, and you want to cut it all out the same way you did to the front panel. So right now I'm just trimming down my side. I had it too long. And now, okay, so I am all done cutting my corners. And now it is time for us to put this together. So this is what it's supposed to look like. Now I want to make sure that my sides are even. And now I'm going to take my exterior vinyl. I'm going to lay that down right side up. Then I'm going to take my other piece and I'm going to lay it down right sides together, and I'm going to clip it, and then we're going to sew around 4 corners of the material, not on the top, the right, the left, and the bottom. So let me do that and I'll be back. Okay, the first part is all done. We sewed the exterior all together. Now I want to come and fold out my corners, line it up with the seams together, and then you want to sew 1/4 inch going across to close the bottom of the bag. Now, after closing the bottom of the bag, now it is time to put the lining piece together. So before I do that, let me turn this out to make sure that everything came out perfect before I sew it together. Whenever you're creating a bag, you can fix an item or a problem prior to closing it up. Do you see how cute that little tote bag is? Oh my God, it's the cutest. Okay, now the next step is to put on those tiny little handles. So measure to see where you want your handles at. So I put it a inch and a half in from the edge on both sides. And now I'm just going to clip it, and then we will be sewing this to baste it together before we put the lining on. Okay, so here we go. I'm all done adding the handles. Do you see how cute this is? I can't get over it. I am in love. Okay, now that we got the handles sewn up, let's turn this back inside out. Or outside in. And we're going to see what the next step. I think the next step is to sew up the lining. Now for the lining, you want to do the same thing. But when you're doing your seam allowance on the lining, start off at 1/4 inch and then go bigger to bring it and taper it down. So let me sew all these 3 pieces together, sew the corners, and then we will be fitting this in because this is the cutest little tote bag I've ever made. Okay, so this is the part that we're going to open up. Now, this is crucial. I forgot to leave an opening on the bottom, so I had to use my seam ripper to make a 2 or a 3-inch openings because that's how we are going to turn out the bag. So now it is time to clip and sew the edges of the bottom of the lining. So you do the same just like you do with the exterior. Make sure that the seams line up before you sew, because you can see after you sew the seams don't line up, it looks awful. So I'm gonna close this up and I'll be back when I'm all done. After you're done signing your lining, now what you want to do is go and bring your exterior back in, and we are going to turn the lining inside out, and we're going to fit our exterior inside. So the inside of the bag is going to be pretty sides together, right sides together. So I'm going to go clip this all around, and then we're going to sew it up. Okay, so I sewed it all up. Now this is the hardest part, to try to fit all that material through that small little hole that we left open in the lining. So I'm just trimming out my sides, making sure I have no strings, because of course I gotta cut every string. Let's turn this baby out. Let's turn and burn, baby. Now once you got it all fitted in, this is what it should look like. after you sewn the edge part. So now let's take our time and let's push, push, and push. Okay, so I finally got this baby pushed out. So now I'm just straightening out everything, making sure I don't have to restitch anything. And let's tuck this in now before we sew the inside to make sure that everything fits really good. Okay, now let's get ready to top stitch this baby. And then we will have one more thing left to do, and that's to close the bottom. So let me top stitch this all the way around, and I'll be back when I'm all done. Okay, so I am all done with the top stitching. It is far from perfect. The lining was a little bit wider than the bag, so I got some buckling going on. But next time I do this, I will make sure I'll make the lining just a tad bit smaller. So now all I'm doing here is tucking in the lining so we can sew that up to close it. Because why? This is the last part of my little mini tote bag. Okay, now this is the last part, sewing up the bottom of the lining. And then we're going to push this in so we can see how the whole entire mini tote bag came out. I thought this is cute. Now you can put a Velcro piece. You can definitely put something else if you want to seal it to keep it like a coin. Or even a dollar bill money bag. So I'm just pushing in the lining, making sure that everything is tucked in right so it can fit secure. And I just can't. This is just too cute. Okay, guys, here goes my finished mini tote bag. Do you see how adorable this is? It's not perfect, but it's a start. And look at how adorable that is. Oh my God, a little tote bag. This is so cute. So, there goes my video for today. I really hope you like my little tote bag. You could put a keychain on this, a ring. You could do multiple things if you want. You could put a little clip here so you can like carry money. Whatever floats your boat, guys. So this is stinking adorable. It came out really good. And I ended up just cutting out some leftover material, and I wanted to try something. So this is what I got. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please thumbs up, subscribe, let me know what you think, and until next video, who knows what else I come up with. You guys stay blessed and stay safe. Bye now.